All right, we are live. We are set. Okay. All right, excuse me. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining on this broadcast. I'm Jamie Chavez. I'm the CEO of the Westminster Chamber of Commerce, joined by Bryan today, who is, among other things, one of the moderators for the Readers Professional Development Book Club for the Chamber. So thanks for joining me today, Bryan. And we are here today to talk about our newest book, which is called Ego is the Enemy. It's by Ryan Holiday. Brett is not joining us for this broadcast. He was the one that picked this book. And so I know that you have read it, Bryan. So I'm just going to turn it over to you to talk about this book and why we chose it this month.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for having us. We last month we read the book Relentless, which it was funny because it was about half and half the group. Half loved it, half not so much. So that one, the writer was a little bit more ego driven, and so we thought this would be a good contrast to that, because the title of this month's book is Ego is the Enemy. And I had not read it before Brett picked it. I read it over the course of probably 2 or 3 days and absolutely loved it. So it's a perfect example of success isn't a one size fits all solution. There's certain ideas and concepts that work for some people and not necessarily others. So it'll be interesting having the discussion in the book club this month to contrast with the one that we read last month. But it's really great because one of the quotes that I love from the book is, "Greatness comes from humble beginnings. It comes from the grunt work. It means that you are the least important person in the room until you change that with results." And so it's really just about doing the things that are required to be successful that maybe happen behind the scenes, or they're not the flashy or the fun things, but it's the dues that you have to pay. And some really good stories throughout it, and just kind of practical solutions that you can apply to your life.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you see this book resonating with business owners or other professionals in our community?
I think it's great because Ryan Holiday, who wrote it, uses examples from politics and from business and just from life to kind of illustrate these points. One of the things, early in the book, there's a section that talks about an ambassador that went to Europe with Benjamin Franklin and was so concerned about Franklin and another ambassador and what they thought of him that he was relatively ineffective. And Franklin, who's kind of the great elder statesman of the founding fathers, wrote him a letter that essentially just tells him, focus on what's important, that kind of thing. So I think there's examples like that. There's probably my favorite section of the book dealt with this concept of the invisible audience. Like, a lot of times I think in our lives, even going back to school, I think he uses an example of high school students or something, but that you kind of think more people are watching and paying attention than are. And so sometimes our ego gets in the way and we think like maybe the grunt work is we're too good for that or whatever. And so just that concept of setting that aside, and that no one is judging you as harshly as you're judging yourself. I think in the business world, there's a lot, especially with social media and things, there's a lot of like image control and that kind of thing. Yeah. And this concept that more people are watching us than actually are. And the most important thing we can be is ourselves, and be the best version of that as possible, and not necessarily worry about what, Joe down the street is doing.
Yeah. So for anyone that maybe hasn't come to the book club before, why should they come? Why should they join us? And when should they join us? And give us all that information.
Yeah, we say it every month. It's a fun group. We end up having a great time and laughing most of the meeting. It's just good because it's 10 or 12 people reading the same book, and everybody has a different parts that stick out to them, or a different lens that they view it from. So when we all kind of come together and discuss it, there's really some lively conversations that happen. So it's August 26th, 4 p.m., Kokopelli Beer Company. We have the side room there. Christine and her staff do a great job. Good food and drinks and everything. And if you haven't made it all the way through the book, or you just can't get to it by then, just come to the meeting and have the discussion, because the discussion is very organic and you'll find ways to plug in. If you're not the best reader, there's not a quiz at the end or anything like that. We all just show up and do our best. So it's a good mix of people from a wide range of industries. You don't have to be in a certain category or anything. You can just come and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, definitely. So when we kick off our meeting on the 26th, I know you really enjoyed this book. What are you most looking forward to discussing?
It's a good question. I think for me, I think there's a contrast with the book that we read last month. The one that we read last month was Relentless. It's about a guy that works with a lot of professional athletes, and there's a lot of kind of high, high energy, kind of name dropping and that kind of thing, and kind of tough guy mentality, for lack of a better phrase. But and this one is more just kind of humble and the tortoise and the hare kind of a thing, like just do the work and be consistent and that kind of thing. So I think that message resonated with me. The other thing that came to mind a lot during this book was that the chamber itself, actually. So, I get to be one of the founders of the chamber and have been involved throughout its history. And so one of the things that I really loved about this book is that focus on just doing the things that you need to do to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And Jamie and I, people reach out to us all the time from other chambers or other places, and they say, this chamber's doing XYZ or that chamber's doing XYZ. And we always cheer those people on. We're like, good for them. They should be the best version of themselves. We just need to worry about what we do here and do it well and serve our community the best that we can. And this book has a lot of those same concepts. That's maybe more of a macro level, like a chamber serving an entire community. But they also apply at the micro personal level of not necessarily wondering what the Joneses are doing down the street, just being the best version of you. So I think it falls in line with a lot of the other books that we've read. One of my other favorites was Extreme Ownership, which was the first one that we do. There's an element of those concepts in this book too. So I think it all ties together really well with, I think, where the group is at right now.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. All right. Well, anything else you want to add about the book or the book club?
I think if you see Brett, give him a hard time for slacking and not being here for the broadcast today. I had to carry it all myself. And then join us August 26th, 4 p.m., Kokopelli Beer Company. Come as you are. Have a great time. It's a good group of people and great discussion, and we always just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me this morning, and thanks for everybody who's tuned in. Hopefully we'll see you on the 26th, and reach out if you have any questions about it. Otherwise, we'll see you there.
Thanks.
Have a good rest of your week.